This is a message for people who are struggling with persistent pain and for their family members and their healthcare providers. It's not all in your head. You're not crazy. Pain is a real experience. Just want to put that out there. I'm going to tell you a story about how I made somebody feel as though their pain was all in their head. About 2 to 3 years ago, actually it was more like almost 4 years ago now, I was working with a client at a physical therapy practice. It was my first place out of graduate school. And this person, she came in, she was having some neck issues actually, and she'd be having them for a long time, 5 years. She had gone to other physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncture, massage, and she told me that the thing that helped her the most was deep tissue massage. Now, as I've gotten further into my practice, I don't do a lot of massage for a variety of reasons. It's not a long-term solution in many cases, but I wasn't sure how to actually go down this route and chat with her about her pain. So she comes in, she shares with me that the deep tissue has helped in the past. I ask, well, has that given you long-term results because you're still kind of in the same position? And she said, no, it hasn't. I said, okay, well, would you be open to hearing what might be causing your pain or what might be contributing to it? And she was game for it, but I only asked her once. I didn't ask her, are you sure? Are you sure that you're ready for me to share this? So I go into the description of how pain does not equal tissue damage, that our brain controls all of the different inputs coming in from the body, and that ultimately our brain decides when we have pain. Now, you listening to this right now, you might hear that and say, wow, this guy is just telling me that this pain is all in my head. And that's exactly how she interpreted that. She started crying. I couldn't console. I tried to console her by further going into the education. It was just a bad situation. With no surprise, she canceled all the rest of her appointments. Never saw her again. I hope she's doing well. But this was 4 years ago, and I tried to explain to this person that the brain controls a lot of what's going on. But the way that she heard that was that everything was in her head, she was making it all up. And this is a problem that I see a lot of family members saying to their significant other the person they love who is struggling with pain, healthcare providers who think that people are just malingering or saying that their pain is worse than it is. Believe people when they tell you that they're struggling with pain. It's a really challenging experience, especially persistent pain issues. How do you think that it feels when if you're the person who's struggling with pain, put yourself in their shoes, and they share with you that, hey, I'm struggling with this, and you're like, no, you're not. It completely invalidates their experience and makes them feel like you don't care. So this is not a healthy way to approach it. Pain is always real, it's always a lived experience, and it's always multifaceted. So the way that I would explain the brain component of pain is, hey, we have there are a lot of different stressors that happen in our life. Some of those are physical, some of those are emotional, related to relational or work stress or other things. And they all create this pain experience. Some are larger contributors than others. And all of that information does get sent up to our brain. Our brain determines what it's going to pay attention to. Now, this doesn't mean that it's all made up. This doesn't mean that it's not real. Our brain itself is a very powerful organ, just like our kidneys and our muscle and our skin is a powerful organ that does very important bodily functions. So I think people often separate the brain. They think of the brain as only the mind and only consciousness, but in reality, our brain is interpreting all of these messages. And pain is always a real experience. You are not crazy. So if you are a family member who's watching this, please trust that your partner or your mom and dad or your kid or whoever is the one struggling with persistent pain, that you believe what they're saying and ask them, how can I help you? Like, how can I help you most feel better? And honestly, just by listening to them, they will probably feel very heard and very validated, and it might actually help the pain. So just make sure that you listen. That's the main thing. This is the public service announcement for today. If I missed anything, I probably did, because I'm just going, I don't have a script on this video. I just wanted to share that experience. Go ahead and like this video if this has been helpful for you. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. You can also join my free Facebook group. It's all about lower back pain and how to come up with strategies to manage it and move on with your life. Link is in the description below. Have a strong and resilient day.